Hey, everybody. How are you today? Welcome to Started Up Smart. And I am here interviewing Bart Merrell today, and I couldn't be more excited. This guy aligns with a lot of what I'm about, and I'm really, really looking forward to just talking to him and having a quick discussion with him around our event. And he is a keynote speaker at our event. So if you don't have a ticket yet, you should have one. And I will make sure that you have the deepest discount possible to get a ticket. It is a live event. It is in Provo, Utah on September the 12th, 2024. And it is a single day event, and it's all about you. So anyway, let's start talking to Bart. You know, Bart is a keynote speaker and an author, and he talks a lot about money mindset. But I have some curiosities I want to kind of prod and pull out of him a little bit. One of them is this. You know, Bart, you've been through a lot of adversity. And I know recently you've had some adversity. So how do you go through all this adversity and get through it and come out smiling like you are right now? How does that work?
Well, that's a good question. I have people that ask me or have commented about my attitude because if you don't know me, I had my leg chopped off in March, and here we are less than 4 months later, and I'm getting around really good. Got a new prosthetic foot this morning that I'm happy to try out for a week to see if I really like it. But so I joke sometimes, and it's kind of a joke, but it's sometimes true. I grew up with the name Bart. So this was about the time Bart Simpson started up, probably in my teenage years. So before that, it was Bart the Fart. And then I got into high school and it was a little worse. And so I don't want to say my childhood was great. My life was great. It was better than Leave It to Beaver. But I did have these little adversities growing up to where basically I told someone, you think you're big enough to make fun of me, you better be big enough to fight me. And so that continual growth, my dad, he was a farmer. We had a big pig farm in southern New Mexico. If you come to the event, you'll hear more about pig poop. But
stick to your shoes stuff, huh? Okay.
But anyways, he was a farmer / businessman. He had his hands in many things, and he kind of taught me the birds and the bees of business. He encouraged me as a kid. I started my first business at age 15. When I got my driver's license, I became a mobile DJ. I started doing dances. But in my podunk town of southern New Mexico, there was nobody hiring me. So I actually, as a 15-year-old kid, I rented to the community center, hired an off-duty cop for security. Mom and dad took money at the door. I spun records. Everybody danced, had a good time. And I made good money as a kid just doing these after football games, basketball games, because the school wasn't forward enough to hire people and do their own dances. After I started doing that, they started doing their own dances and then hiring me to come and play the music. And so back to the adversity thing, I've just grown up with these different things that have happened. I went to college to become an FBI agent. And okay. I went into accounting, not because I was good at accounting, not because I liked accounting, but because that was the easiest way into the FBI at the time. Right before, so about 6 months before I graduated from college, I went back down to the farm to help my dad and improve my Spanish, because Spanish is kind of good to get in the FBI. While I was down there, there was customs agents, border patrols, cops that I knew down there. They were having this thing done called RK surgery on their eyes to correct their vision. Oh. Now I'm down in Podunk, New Mexico, making money, but nowhere to spend it. I decided, this is a good time for me to get that too. I went and had this RK surgery done, came back up to school up at Utah State, started the application process to the FBI, and found out that you can't get RK surgery done and get in the FBI. So I'm graduating in accounting, which I don't like, which I'm not good at, which I don't want to do. And I found out that I'm not going to go where I thought I was going to go. And so just little things in life, building up and building up and building up, has just fortified my my attitude, and it just kind of protects me when things go wrong. Because when the doctor told me that my only option was amputation, I literally had to say, "Excuse me, doc, I need to go pee." And he looked at me, he gave me the look like, I have other patients, right? And I'm like, "Sorry, doc, if you don't want me to pee my pants, I have to go pee." And I've done many things, and we'll get more into that if you come to the event. But walking into the hospital that day, knowing that I was going to get my leg chopped off, was the hardest thing I have had to do in my life. But I just did it. I mean, in my head, I was yelling, "Peg leg walking, peg leg walking," because to me, the closest thing I could tell you to explain how I was feeling was a dead man walking into the death chamber who'd been on a life sentence or on a death sentence. And that's kind of the closest thing that I could make people understand, even though that's way much worse and way further. But I was walking in, and I would not be walking out. And it was just, I don't know. I had nurses. Everybody tells me your attitude is so great. I posted on Facebook the other day a picture of both my legs, one obviously normal and the other one chopped off.
Right.
And I said, I went to the grocery store. I made it out with both arms, and so I just had fun with it. I posted, I told you I got a new foot today. And so my old foot is sitting on the countertop. And I posted on Facebook a picture of my foot on the countertop. My wife, she told me to get my feet off the counter.
There we go.
Just have fun with it. And I expect the best. So I joined and we're going on probably way much longer than you wanted to about this, but I joined some amputee support groups on Facebook with 5,000 and 10,000 people. And all you see is the bad stuff. I'm 6 weeks out and my wound is gaping and red. And I'm just like, holy cow, if I would have seen this before, I don't know if I would have had the guts to go through with it. I'm so glad I didn't join that Facebook group before, because I had no bad stuff in my head about what was going to happen. I had no idea how it was going to, go down and how it was going to feel. You have phantom pain that people are worried about. Right. But in my head, everything was going to go as I expected, and it has gone better than expected. I just take it as it goes. I mean, the reality is there's times when the nights are, it's about time for bed, my leg's off, I'm sitting in the recliner, I look down and I see that my foot is gone. And I just kind of go, I don't have a foot. And it's not going to come back. As much lizard blood as I rub on it, it's still not going to grow back. That just doesn't work for some reason.
Wow.
And I don't dwell in it. I don't stay in that self-pity. I just joke and I have fun. I had a nephew that came into the hospital room 2 hours after the surgery carrying a wooden pirate sword, and he comes walking through the door and he says, "Too soon?" And I'm just like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." And so, I have spoken on resilience. And at the end of my speech, I tell people all the time, I says, there's nothing that I can tell you today that is going to prepare you for what is going to happen tomorrow if it happens. But you have to, it's like planting a tree. If you want apples, best time to plant the tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And so start filling your head with good things so that you have the resources, have the power in your head to be resilient. And like I said, there's nothing I can tell you today that's going to make it better for you tomorrow. Just start now so that when, my tagline is, what happens when what happens happens, when life happens, because it will happen. And so you have to be prepared for those things. And the way you prepare is you start now. Anyway, long answer to your short question.
There you go. Well, I like it, Bart. I like it a lot. Listen, we've both been through some adversity, and I think we've both taken upon us to just smile and work through it. So here we are smiling and working through it. Now, my next question.
Okay.
So money mindset, right? I think a lot of people want to be financially free, and this is kind of a mission for you. And we've got about 5 minutes left. So what can you tell people about, I know, right?
I feel so bad that I went on so long about that.
It takes 4 or 5 minutes just to warm up. So just give them a little slack here. Everything's going to be good. It takes me 5 minutes to warm up too. So it's all good. Anyway, money mindset. Like really, it is a big deal. A lot of people, have a negative money mindset, which means they'll never get to where they think they want to be. And there's others like us who are financially free, and I don't work for others, and I know you don't either. That's kind of I just don't do it well. I'm right. Like, no, you're an idiot. I can't work for you. I'm sorry. I got to go. And I'm out and I'm doing my own thing. Right. So anyway, talk to me about money mindset. What message can you give some of these folks about, their money mindset? What's going on from the neck up about money?
And so with me, it all, I say it's my dad. My dad raised me. He encouraged me. He always supported me in my endeavors, whatever it was, business wise. So I talked about him teaching me the birds and the bees of business, and he did a really good job just by being an example. So I watched him. He was a pig farmer. He owned part of a dairy in Idaho, part of a mushroom warehouse or factory in Fillmore, Utah, part of an onion warehouse, a produce warehouse in Phoenix, Arizona, which now is where Diamondback Stadium stands. They wanted that property. He made a killing with getting a piece of that property whenever they sold it to Diamondback Stadium. And so I just watched him. He did his thing, but he had his hands doing everything. And so I talk to people about not overlooking the things that are just right there within your reach, right there within your grasp, in your own backyard, because we'll be talking about pig poop right under your nose, that you smell the pig poop, Anyway, there are so many ways to make money, so many opportunities all around you that if you don't want a real job, you don't need one. You just need to be aware, and you need to be willing to take a risk, take a chance. That's just got to be willing to do what it takes. They talk about Seneca. He has, what is luck? Luck is when preparedness meets opportunity. And I added, and be willing to take action. It's because you need to take the action and you need to do what it takes. You got to be willing to be a little bit risky. Another thing we'll cover at the event.
Yes. Risk is a big deal, right? Got to be able to do it.
And so one of the things that I did, whenever I found out I wasn't going to make it in the FBI, a buddy of mine who worked for a bungee jump company in Utah knew that I had lived in Japan and that I spoke Japanese. And he says, do you want to go back to Japan? We are taking a bungee tower over there. And I just kind of thought about, yeah. And so I helped take the first commercial bungee jump to Japan. It was a risk, a big risk. And I did a lot more risky things that we'll talk about.
I love it. Well, Bart, I appreciate you being on here today. Are there any last words you want to share with this audience? Before I tell them how to get a $99 ticket,
it's a no-brainer. Come to the event, learn from the people that are going to be there, because they're going to give you the things that you need to know. They're going to talk about things that you need to know when setting up a business insurance, so you got your backside covered if something were to happen. They're going to talk about all these things to help you with business, and I'm going to help you with the ideas. So come and let's see if we can build up your ideas.
I love it. Thank you so much, Bart. Listen, folks, I told you that I would give you the lowest possible price on a ticket for this event. There are only 300 seats. That's it. Just 300. Okay. This is a live event, 300 seats. That's it. And today I want to share with you, this is the website, Start It Up Smart. If you haven't been there, please go check it out. You can see all of the different speakers that are here. And look, there's Bart, our keynote speaker, our guest speaker, Paula Fellingham. Oh my goodness, right? Anyway, you can see all the rest of these confirmed speakers. I don't know who this first moke is, but the rest of them are got to be pretty darn good. Anyway, our service providers. And of course, when you get down here, this is where you get a ticket. And guess what? Right here, there's a coupon code you can put in. Yeah, a coupon code. And if you'll put in the coupon code Utah 2024, which is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, you'll get that ticket for $99. I know, $99, a bargain at twice the price for sure. Maybe even 3 and 4 times the price. Just $99, folks. Worth its weight in gold. Not just Bart, but all the other subject matter experts we're going to bring to this event. They're going to teach you and educate you on exactly how to grow your business and how to start it up smart. That is the deal. That's what we're doing. So anyway, go to Start It Up Smart. Use that coupon code Utah 2024. Bart, thank you so much, sir. You have been amazing. Have a great day, everybody, and peace out. Thank you.